And it even makes me a little afraid to kind of like, how big do I want to go? You know, how much do I want to grow this business? How much can I handle without losing my mind? And you know, that's I think that's the main thing.
And for other business owners, like these are the questions that I hope your business owner friends are asking you, because these are the questions that are going to move the needle for someone like you, for someone who's watching, like, and anyone in my ecosystem. Like, I'm going to ask you these questions. But if you had someone that was running operations fully and someone that was running sales fully, how much bigger could the business get if you were not doing any of those things and you just had people doing those things?
To say, you know what, I don't really care about what other people's gonna think about it, because I start paying attention to huge companies, and I was like, what does this company have that I don't have, other than like,
All right, here we are, the Built for More podcast. My name is Ryan Charterina, founder of Peakform Advisory. So this Built for More podcast is for those 7 and 8 figure entrepreneurs out there. They've been running a strong business. They've poured their heart and soul, blood, sweat, and tears into the business. But they know that they're built for more, and they know that they want more. It's just that they're stuck in a certain place. So today, and these podcasts are about 2 types of owners. One, owners that have successfully done this, and then owners that want to do this. And we're going to walk through some of the things, the feelings, the emotions, and the things in the business that are ultimately stopping people from growing, so that someone that's going to listen to this is going to learn something. And that's my hope for today. So today we have Victor from the Flooring Guy. So Victor runs a residential and commercial flooring company right here in our backyard. So glad to have Victor on the podcast.
glad to be here.
Welcome.
Thank you.
If you don't mind, walk some of the viewers through, like a quick history of your business, kind of from when you started, and then walk through up until today. And we'll talk through kind of the future pace of what your business is or what you want your business to look like in the future.
All right. So I've been in the flooring industry for the past 11 years, since I got here from Brazil in 2015. And I've been working as a subcontractor for several years, worked for a few different companies. And about 2.5 years, I started the Flooring Guy LLC with the crazy dream and the ambitions of creating something for the future to come.
Yep.
Here we are.
There you go. So over the past, so you started about 2.5 years ago. Walk me through what was going through your mind like 2.5 years ago when you're like, you know what? I'm going to go for it. Like, what was going through your mind when you decided to enter in this crazy dream of entrepreneurship?
So I was feeling pretty much stuck, like working as a subcontractor for big box stores. I was getting constantly jobs and working every day, making a good amount of money, but I was always like in someone else's shade, knocking on people's door every morning. Hey, this is Victor, the flooring guy from X, Y, and Z.
Yep.
And that starts making me feeling like very uncomfortable and stuck in a place that I couldn't see like growth from that perspective that I was living into it. And one night I say, I'm done with this. I went online, I created an LLC. I say, first thing, I got to come up with the name. It took me 10, 15 minutes to say, you know what? I present myself as the flooring guy from someone else every single morning.
I love that.
And I say, you know what? I researched the name in New Jersey. I say, how come no one never thought about this? I'm doing it.
That's
so
funny.
I opened up the LLC without knowing anything about like owning a business or anything behind the scenes or whatever. And I made it,
So a part of this podcast is ultimately for, again, all the viewers are business owners. So what I'm looking to help people with is, what are the sorts of things, because there's people out there that are business interested that are going to listen to this and be like, I have that same feeling that Victor has. So I want to shine the light on that. The other thing, side note, Victor's commitment today, he shattered his ankle and he's here in a boot. So just want to call out that. Pretty impressive. And he's a professional soccer player, apparently.
I wish. No World Cup for me this year.
Maybe next time. So walk me through the journey over the past 2.5 years from, the day you started up until today. Like, what have you experienced? What have you learned going back over the past 2.5 years?
So first of all, I made a lot of mistakes. Of course, you start a business not knowing anything about it, like tax related and like all the kind of insurance and license you got to carry to have a legitimate business in New Jersey. So it was pretty much like living and learning every week.
Yep.
I started the business itself. Like I say, I created the name, created the LLC. I had a truck. It was literally me, a truck, and a helper. And we started like that. The Flooring Guy, it was me going there, trying to get my own customers, trying to create a brand. I hire a marketing company to create my logo, website, and all this kind of fun stuff that I don't know how to do it. I know, of course, I know floors, but nothing more than that related to technologies and stuff. So from there, created the brand, the logo, website. Businesses start growing, start investing money on like Google Ads and stuff. Start dedicating a lot to social media, Instagram itself. I start posting like 2-3 times a week, constantly without stopping. And probably about a year and a half ago or a year ago, I started doing like videos, like with my face on it, because my logo itself, it shows a cartoon that represents me. So I started doing a lot of videos, showing my face and trying to break the ice before I walk in someone else's house. Whenever you show up to do an estimate or to sell a job, people see your face. They already saw your face online, and then you kind of already broke the ice, and they feel more comfortable knowing that you're the one behind the camera, that you are the owner. So nowadays, we have 5 trucks on the road. I got 8 guys working full time, including myself. I still wear a bunch of hats in the company. And that's pretty much it. From 2.5 years ago, I would never imagine to be like in the place that I am today. And I'm not stopping here.
I love hearing that. There's something you said too that I want to highlight. When you talked about like setting all the marketing stuff up and all that, and you're like, I don't know anything about that. And I think that's something that a lot of, you kind of pass right by it, but it's super important to recognize like what you actually are good at and what you actually are not good at, so that you can just be like, who, rather than like we were just talking before this, like me attempting to go do my floors at my house would be horrifyingly terrible. Like, horrible idea. I know that I'm not the guy for that. And I think that the business that you're in, and a lot of construction business owners that are going to listen to this, it's super tempting for all of you to just jump into the field. So I guess what have you learned over the past 2.5 years of the cost of you jumping back into the field? Like, what has been your journey around that, where it's super easy to go, oh, I'll just go, do this myself. Like, what has been your journey in learning those lessons in terms of growing the business versus working in the business?
So when I first started, like I said, I was literally me and a helper. And then things start growing, and then, you get more things that you can actually handle. When you started, of course, you don't have a lot of budget to start hiring people to do everything. So you literally try to do everything yourself, like social media and this and that. And then as you start growing, you start hiring more people to be in the labor itself. Then that gives you back a little bit of your time, so you can start focusing on growing the business itself, because it was very hard for me. I probably step out of the labor field, I would say it was probably last November, October last year, I step out of the labor field, but it was super difficult to me.
Yeah.
Because I have very perfectionist eyes.
Yep.
Because I walk into a room, I'm going to pay attention to the floor, to the details and things and that. And I had a very difficult time trusting that I could delegate other people to do the kind of quality I was providing to my clients.
Yep.
So as a business owner, you gotta, I think in my point of view, you gotta understand whenever you gotta like start delegating more and stepping out of things that are, you cannot do everything yourself.
Yep.
You gotta assume that in order to grow. Once you get the vision that you can do everything yourself, and you start like delegating to people that are a good fit for the whole, that's pretty much the thing that I saw like making the business go the next level.
And I talk to a ton of different, business owners and home services, construction, all that. And it's the same problem for everyone because they love their craft. Like they love it. And I guess for you, and this is a vision thing. This is like, what do I want to create in this world? And this is what, I think the rest of this podcast, what I'd love to dive into is like, what is the future that you're looking to build? And for everyone listening to this, like we're going to go into some live like discussions on your business. So someone's going to listen to this and learn something from this. So, if we're having the same conversation, 2.5, 3 years, end of 2028, like what do you want the Flooring Guy to look like? Give me like size of the business, where are you operating? What sorts of things are you doing? Like, what does that look like for you?
So right now we are pretty much based out of a Monmouth County and Ocean County. We do travel all over New Jersey, but we are focusing on keeping like things locally.
Yep.
Just because I still running like all the estimates and I do the final walkthrough. So I like to meet with my team first in the morning to walk them like what is getting done here. This is what I expect you guys to do today and tomorrow, this and that. So I think in the near future, I wanted to kind of expand operations like heavily, like across New Jersey and even maybe some areas in Pennsylvania, right across the river, because we do offer some work there too. And I think probably in the next few years, I want to work heavily in expanding operations, having the right people, the right team to kind of represent myself like on like estimates, like sales and doing the final walkthrough with the clients, managing the teams. Because like I said, I still like wear a lots of the hats in the business.
Yep.
So what I see like in the near future is kind of delegating more, stepping a little out from a lot of the things that I'm doing. So that way I can see like, not that I can see, but I can vision possibility of like significantly growth.
So like if you were to throw something I love to ask people, because I think everyone has their different motivations, and it's just fascinating for me to understand. And I think for everyone to really understand, like, what is your why? Like, why do you want to build a larger business like that? Like, what is your purpose? What is your mission of doing that? What fires you up that you're like, I want to go hurt myself, like, because it's not going to be easy, obviously, but what is your why to achieving that? I
think today, the main thing is to impact other people's lives.
Okay.
It's not like about putting a new floor is going to impact your life, but I started the business to provide for me and my family.
Yeah.
And now there's a lot of families that depends on this business. And it just makes me feel good that something that I created like from scratch. I had a crazy idea. I trust the process. I started. I trust myself. And now I'm able to provide to other people. I'm able to keep them with steady work. And, they have kids, they have wives, they have their like dreams. So I think the why, it's like the more people I can impact, the more lives I can change. I think that will make me feel even better and to make me feel that I'm in the right path.
It's funny how many people I ask that question to and how similar all the answers are. Like it's all the same. Like I want to help more people. I want to impact more lives. And some people are like, I just want to build a really awesome business. Like whatever, whoever's watching this, like really dive in and tap into why you're doing this. Cause like, this is not easy at all in any way, shape or form. You have to be a little sick in the head to want to do this. And also to stick through it, because there's moments where you question everything. So I guess for you, like if you were to put like concrete numbers on like 2.5 years from now, 3 years from now, like what does success look like for you at say the end of 2028? We're sitting here in this room and you're like, we have this many employees, I did this in revenue, this many employees. Like what does that look like? What does success look like for you?
That's actually a hard question to answer. It's very... you
don't have to range, whatever. Mm-hmm.
I would say like numbers, like in crews and things like that. Like I say, we got 5 trucks today. I would say like in 2 or 3 years, I wouldn't want it to be much bigger than, I would say, 10 trucks the most. Because, I mean, as more as you grow, I think the more like you tend to be like into the business itself, and until you actually start like figuring out people to start filtering the things that you start doing it. So I think I want to reach to a point that I say, you know, I created something solid, and I don't think the sky will be the limit for me. I think once I reach certain, I wouldn't say like money wise or any number like that, but I think once I hit to a point that the business are moving forward, like are working, and we are keeping the quality and everything, I think, you know, I want to buy back my time a little more, spend time with the family, and have the business running by itself, doing the thing that it's supposed to be doing. That's what I think. I mean, I don't know if that kind of answer your question.
So
like,
and this is super. All this stuff is super valuable for people that are going to be listening, and I appreciate you for like these are like vulnerable things that you're probably like, I didn't expect this, but this is part of like this is the reason this podcast even exists, is like I feel the same way that you do in terms of my why, because I know that I have a set of skills that can really change a lot of people's lives. And what's cool for me too is it's not just the business owner, it's the business owner, their families, their employees' families, their clients. Like it's kind of disturbing how many people are affected by this. And so that's why I was like, listen, if I'm here helping other people out there learn about some of the things that are limiting them and their limiting beliefs, like I want to do this all day long. So you said at like 10 trucks would be like when you're like, that's success.
And again, this can pretty much change in a year from now or so, you know?
Yeah.
This is just like...
as of right now, you're saying?
Yeah, as of right now. Because pretty much, you know, whenever you start something, we grow much more than I ever expected that we would grow in less than 3 years.
Yeah, no,
you know,
it's substantial.
My
sure.
my life completely changed in 2 years and a half with the business in itself. You know, I bought my first home, I got married, and this and that. A lot
Big 3 years.
a lot of things happening at the same time, and you know, it gets. I would say it gets your mind a little blocked.
Yeah.
And the proportions that it can kind of grow. You know, you get some limitations on your head that say, I don't even know if I can push even forward than this. That's when you start like looking for more people to surround yourself, to open your mind, to show what you're able to. That's pretty much the position that I am today. You know, I'm always looking to surround myself with people open-minded and successful business owners that can kind of, you know, give me a heads up about this, about that. How did you made it to this point and this and that? So that's pretty much the way I feel today. And it even makes me a little afraid to kind of like, how big do I want to go? You know, how much do I want to grow this business? How much can I handle without losing my mind? And, you know, that's I think that's the main thing.
That is my hope for this podcast, because I want people to understand that it's everything is in our heads. I mean everything. And it's a matter of like, let's talk about this. So I guess in say that same period of time, you got the 10 trucks. Like what does your life look like at that time? So walk me through like your ideal week. How much are you working in the business? How much are you spending time with your family? Like walk me through what that looks like. And because from my perspective and everything that we do and all the work that we would do with business owners is we want to build your life first and then build the business that supports your life. Because like, that's why we all did this anyway. Mm-hmm. and at some point around the journey, we get clouded and all of a sudden it's like, you know, my wife hates me. It's like, that sucks. And I don't want that for anyone. So what does your personal life look like on a week-to-week basis? Like if you could elaborate on that, and then what does the business need to look like so that that's true? And obviously these are these are hard questions. So I appreciate you for doing this, because I know someone's going to learn something from this, and so I appreciate you. I just want to say I appreciate you for for doing this.
Yeah, just to clarify, how my life looks like now, or how would look like in
when you have 10 trucks. What do you want your life to look like? Forget about the business. What do you want your life to look like? Like hours in the business, hours with family, like, and again, like we're spitballing here. This is round one. So
yeah, let's say I got 10 trucks. Let's say that I made it this in 3-5 years. Not sure. I would wanted my life to be a little more calm, to be honest, because life right now, it's a little crazy. You know, I wake up super early in the morning. I put out fires all day long, every single day. And I'm in a point in the business that I laugh when people say, "Yeah, it must be nice to own your own business." That must be nice. It's the awesome thing.
I gotta send you. I bought a shirt that says "Must be nice." That's hilarious. I love it. I'm gonna get you one. They're funny.
That's pretty much. I wanted life to be a little more calm. You know, in the near future, me and the wife were talking about having kids in the near future.
Nice.
So of course, I wanted to have time to spend with the family, with the kid or kids. Who knows?
Nice.
And, you know, one of the things that put a lot of pressure on me in the business, because I'm the one right now that does, like, I make the call. I think whenever I'm able to grow the business to 8, 10 trucks, 15, whatever I can, I would like to get someone under me to be able to make the calls without, like, putting me in situations like, okay, I'm here now. Phone rings. I got to make this call right now. Yes or no, move forward or no, cancel, go home, this or that. So I think having a calmer life would be the goal. Not saying that I don't want to work or I don't want to like be doing anything, but just a little more like I can wake up and expect to have a normal day without like phone ringing 10 a.m. and oh my God, that's crazy. How do I gonna manage that?
House is on fire. We do floors. What?
So I think that will be the main goal, I think.
Walk me through what that would look like in terms of like, and by the way, again, anyone watching, you can build any business you want and any life that you want. And that's literally the whole point of this podcast. And anyone I ever interact with. So, you know, if you're talking like how many hours what would calm look like from like an hour's perspective? I mean, is it an hour's perspective? I mean, what does that really look like?
I'd say it's hard to put that in hours as just like wondering or thinking about it. I would say work like, I don't know, you wake up, you have your breakfast, you hit the gym real quick, then you go check it out on the cruise or whatever, you make some phone calls from the office, and just like a little less craziness, you know, other than driving all over the place and doing this, doing that. Oh, we are shorting material, this. So I would say, I don't mind putting it in hours working. I would say, let's say work 5 hours, 7 hours a day or something like that.
Yep.
You know, that still gives you time to spend some time with the family as well. Maybe pick up the kids from school or, you know, go treat your wife with a dinner somewhere. I think that would be the goal, I think. And again, it's very hard to answer these questions because we didn't touch base about anything before.
100%.
And, you know,
don't worry about it.
It kind of puts me in a place like, oh, I really got to think about it, how I actually wanted life to be in.
I so much appreciate you for this because I have these conversations like off the cuff. Like if I'm out networking, I'm asking these questions. And the people that are really dialed into their vision, they know it like right away. And you know, dude, you're early on, so it's totally normal. But as time goes on, the clarity on where you are in 3 years and what you want your life to be is so much more valuable than anything. And that's ultimately like, if we can just get clear on what all we want from a personal level and then a business level, everything becomes so much easier and crystal clear. So again, I appreciate you for like, these are hard questions. And for other business owners, like these are the questions that I hope your business owner friends are asking you, because these are the questions that are going to move the needle for someone like you, for someone who's watching, like, and anyone in my ecosystem, like, I'm going to ask you these questions because not many people do. Because I want you to get everything you want out of your life. So you don't have, there is no right answer. Today is like day one. And when we start this process or any process, it's, what do you want? And then 6 months go by, what do you want? 3 months go by, what do you want? We keep going back to it over and over and over again. And sometimes you're like, all right, today it's 10 trucks. You go to an event in 4 weeks and you're like, oh, it's 15. Like, I was missing a skill set. We can easily do 15. Then you're like, let's go to 20, because you're like, I learned things that now I'm like, it's not on me anymore. I now have the skills to be able to build a team around me. And I have the people that I can bring in to do that. So, dude, this is super valuable for everyone. And I just want to say I appreciate you for that. So what do you feel like, that trajectory, what do you feel like is like a gap right now, or something that you need to learn in order to get to that point? Like, what are those things kind of look like that are holding you back from getting to that point?
I kind of have the vision, and
okay,
like, I believe that it is very possible to grow as much as you wanted to grow a business.
Hell yeah.
I have this vision that if I made it this far in less than 3 years, I can definitely push it and be twice or maybe 3 times bigger in another 3 years. The only thing that I think it misses a lot, and I can talk about me and a lot of the friends that I have that are business owners as well. Sometimes it's having like a clear path to follow. You create something, you find a way to make it work, and then you ended up getting stuck.
Yeah.
Because without people leading the way or giving you like, I can't really think about a word for that, but without someone that kind of puts you like in the right path to, hey, listen, to achieve this, you gotta go this way or to go that way, or I highly recommend you to start changing these things that you're doing on a daily basis on your business, because that's taking a lot of your time, and this is not going to help you grow the business or something like this. So I think this is the most important thing. I think this is the gap that I feel right now in the business. I would say that is clarity, like, it's kind of fog right now. I got into the point that the business is running good. Everything's working out good. We put out some fires here and there. Something goes sideways here and there. It's all about the way that you handle things. At the end, you got to make your clients satisfied, happy with the outcome. You go the extra mile, this and that. That's all about like owning the business and, making it work. But I think the main thing, the main gap, now it's like a fog in what to do next.
Yeah.
It's a clarity. Which direction should I go? It's moving forward to the left or to the right, to straight or whatever. What do I need to do next in the business to get myself a little more time to work on the behind the scenes, and to start delegating more to people, to start trusting more people that they are able to deliver at least not 100% of what I do, but to deliver a good amount, the enough amount percentage of things that I do in order to keep the business growing, healthy, and to be successful. So I think this is the main gap that I have right now in the business.
This is so valuable. and I'm curious to hear your perspective after this, because these are the conversations that I would love every business owner to hear and feel, because it's all like, we don't know what to do. We're afraid. It all gets boiled down to the two of those things. And the event that we had, I think it was really cool because everyone was just raw, open, honest, and vulnerable. And, I made sure to just say, like, listen, we're all afraid. Every one of us. Like, I was afraid to do this podcast. I put it off for a while. I was afraid to do the event, put it off for a while. And eventually one of my clients was like, yo, you have to put us in a room together. I was like, all right, fair enough. Shout out Tommy again. But what came of that event was everyone was like, I know I need to do that or something. I'm just afraid. And then the people that spoke were like, we did it, we were afraid, and this is where we are now. And everyone's like, they did it, I can do it. Because we all have egos and we're all psychos. But I guess the clarity, I guess, what do you feel like is taking up the most of your time right now that ultimately is slowing you from growing? Like if you had to put your finger on it, like where do you spend the most amount of your time?
Thinking about it, I do spend a lot of time driving and doing estimates. So I would say like as we grow or as right now, probably a sales team or just one sales rep would free a lot of my time.
Okay.
Because I mean, road time kills you like a huge part of your day. You know, sometimes you're all the way down in Brick and the next appointment is in Piscataway or anything. So you go south, north, and then stop here to pick up some material or things like that. So I think that would be the probably the next step that I'll be taking is to get like a sales rep to start helping me out with some of the leads that we're getting, you know, and at the same point, at the same time, not at the same point, at the same time to maybe have this person play as a site manager or, you know, to between this and that, he stopped by and check on the crew and this and that. So I think this is what kills mostly of my time right now on a daily basis.
So like going to the field and then some of the appointments?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just like being the one that like I put in the drive, not that I'm driving right now, as you can.
Definitely not driving right
now. But I think that's what kills like a lot of my time, like driving around, meeting the clients, selling, bringing samples, this and that, grabbing the deposits and putting in orders and checking on the team. So that's probably what it's killing like completely my time right now.
Okay. What do you think if you had someone, say it's one or two people, I mean, do you think it'd be one person or two people that would do kind of sales and then the field stuff? Like, I mean, just theoretical.
Right now, I do have one people in mind, and he's actually outside here.
No.
He's being my driver after the injury, and I believe a lot in God, and I try to see a good and bad situations. And I think by hurting my foot, it was actually something to kind of open my eyes and bring Antonio on board in the business.
Love that.
Because he's getting to learn a lot of the kind of touch that I like to have with my clients, the way that I like to handle the business. So he's getting to, like, we're spending time together all day long, every single day.
Yep.
So he's getting to learn all the process that I do, things that I like to get done, the way that I approach, like whenever I go for an estimate or, you know, when I'm walking to a job site with the team. So I believe a lot that maybe this injury that I have here, it's probably just God telling me, listen, it's time to switch a few things in your business. You know, Antonio has been in my life we're close friends from Brazil. We grew up together, so we know each other for 16, 17 years. And he's been part of the business for 2, maybe almost 3 years, since the beginning.
That's awesome.
Almost since the beginning. Because he was working with me already as a subcontractor before we even started. So we've been working together for a long time. So
do you think he would fill like both or one of those?
I think to start, I think he would be able to start like helping out a lot with both.
Okay.
I think pretty soon we're going to start trying to implement him as this position in the business to see how it goes and how much time I'm going to get back to start doing a lot of stuff. So I think that's probably going to be the next move.
Okay. Yeah. So, and like for anyone watching, like there's a fundamental accountability chart that exists for every company. It doesn't matter what industry you're in. It doesn't matter. And it's fully customizable, where you have a head of marketing, a head of sales. Sometimes those are combined. Sometimes those are separate. A head of operations and a head of finance. That is your leadership team. Then you have your integrator and your visionary, which are outside of the business. And as you start to get to the point where you have those 10 trucks, you're able to step into, I'm the visionary, I'm going to run the vision, high level brand stuff, making sure lead generation is still happening, high level finances, but you have your people accountable for all those things so that the business can run without you. Like fundamentally, it can run without you. Now, through this accountability chart, at the stage you're at, you're all littered throughout the whole thing.
Yeah.
Now, what's cool is, and the question that I like asking people so that they wrap their heads around, like, because I hear a lot of the times like, hey man, I can't afford that person. And sometimes that's true. Sometimes it's not. Because sometimes you can't afford not to have that person. And it's this is an easier said than done thing where you're like, well, no, I literally don't have money to pay for them. Like we can't do that right now. But if you had someone that was running operations fully and someone that was running sales fully, how much bigger could the business get if you were not doing any of those things and you just had people doing those things and you were focused on, say, marketing and finance?
I think easily twice as big.
Okay. So two people and you double the business.
I think pretty much.
Okay. And that's the power too. And, whatever the cost of those people are, there's typically a large return on investment. Like when we all see it, it's just the fear, the unknown of like, is this the right person? So what sorts of things pop up in your head? And again, dude, I can't tell you how much I appreciate this. And I'm sure someone that's watching this is going to appreciate this because they're all feeling the same stuff. Everyone is feeling the exact same stuff. And my goal and my mission is to get people to talk about it more. So again, I really appreciate this. What sorts of things go through your head in like, all right, if that's what I need, if those are like the two needle moving things that will allow me to double, triple the business, what sorts of things do you need to get clarity on first before you're able to make sure that they're the right person? Man, these are hard questions. Yeah. And I love it. I love it.
It really puts you in a tight position to think about those. I think the main thing first is feeling that you have the right person. I think that's the main thing.
Yep.
And in order to go out there and find the right person, it's to actually pull the trigger and say, I need this in order to make it work.
Yep.
So I think a lot of other people will agree with me with this, but it's always scary to do the next step.
Yeah, for sure.
Like I said, getting out of the labor field was scary for me because you know what? I'm gonna be at home doing what? And now guess what? I don't have time to be at home because I'm running, doing a lot of stuff that I wasn't doing back then. So all comes back to being afraid to do the next move. I think that's pretty much how I feel. I feel like I'm afraid to move forward and get a person to be like the head of the operations or the head of the sales. But at the same time, I know if I do the move, things going to change and going to change for better. So it's just,
this is so valuable. I can't tell you.
It's kind of funny because I know what needs to get done. I know I'm getting ready to get done in my mind, prepping and everything. But at the same time, you feel like, when is the right time to do it?
Yeah.
And I was having a conversation with my father-in-law, which is moving back to Brazil next month. A lot of people are telling him, this is not the right time to go back to Brazil for good. Say, there's never a right time.
Ever.
There's never a right time.
Yep.
And I was literally having a conversation with him. There's actually never a right time. The right time is whenever you feel like, I'm going to make this work. And I made the decision and this is how it is.
Yep.
I'm doing it. I'm doing it no matter what people were going to tell. When I first started the business, a lot of people are like, you're putting a lot of reps on your truck. You're not going to get to work as a subcontractor. But they didn't know that I wasn't looking for subcontractor work no more.
Yep.
So a lot of people say like, that's not the right time for you to do this and that. And I think it's all about that. I know it's the right thing to do. I believe that's going to change the game. It's just a matter of like switching the key and pull the trigger, say, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. And
And that's it.
Yeah, that's it. And then you find a way to make it work.
100%.
Like any other business owner, always you got to find a way to make it work.
100%. And I think the two things you said there that were super valuable was, and back to kind of, the thing that you said was blocking you is like clarity. And this is for anyone. This is why, I urge everyone to go through this conversation either with yourself or with a fellow business owner or whoever, and walk through your journey and like sit down, map it out and say like, hey, in 3 years, I want 10 trucks. All right. So this year I need to pull a trigger on that or whatever. And then like the goal is to get around other business owners and be like, hey, Victor, did you hire that person yet? No. Because that's what's going to make it happen, because they're scared, you're scared, I'm scared, we're all scared. Let's just do it all together. So I think the clarity, knowing that if we do this, we get this, makes it a lot easier to be like, okay, I'm going to spend 75 grand on this person or whatever the number is on this person. So yeah, I mean, dude, this is super valuable for everyone out there, because I have these conversations on a daily basis, and the more of this that I just, the vulnerability that you're showing right now is huge. So again, I appreciate you. Talk through the mindset of like, you mentioned before, I'm going to do this. I don't care what anybody thinks. Like, walk through what goes through your head when you're making these decisions and where you want to go in the future, when other people are like, you shouldn't do that, or that's not the right time for that. Like, walk through what goes through your head when someone says stuff like that to you.
I'm a truly believer that, you can do anything that you want it,
I love that.
I'm a truly believer that, if you have a dream, you have everything to kind of make it come true,
Gold.
I'm in this country for 11 years doing floors since day one, just like I said. And I never really expected to be a business owner or this and that. But one day I say, a lot of people, especially in this area, there's a lot of flooring companies, a lot of Brazilians, a lot of great big companies, and a lot of American companies as well that does flooring.
Yeah.
And what kind of opened my mind and to say, I don't really care about what other people's going to think about it. Because, I start paying attention to huge companies, and I was like, what does this company have that I don't have, other than millions of dollars to spend in marketing?
Yeah.
And a brand, and a warehouse and kind of things that are the operations. So I say, they have a brand. And a lot of the companies that I see around my area, they have a company and they buy a van, they buy the tools, they're ready to work as a subcontractor forever. But I don't feel comfortable doing this.
Yeah.
I still work as a subcontractor for good contractors, because we have good relationship.
Yeah.
And we help each other, and that's nothing wrong with this.
Yeah.
But that's not the kind of thing that I want only that for me.
Yeah.
So I start switching gears, and I say, if everyone is going to this way, I'm going to go to that way. Everyone is doing this, I'm going to do that. And in the beginning, everyone was just like I said, you're crazy. You're putting a huge wrap on your van with your cartoon face in there. And what's your idea on that? People not going to be calling you and this and that. And say, we'll see. We'll see. After I did it, there's now other companies that are doing. And other people are friends that didn't believe on the process. Now they call me to get advices. And the best thing ever is I don't see anyone as a competition, because everyone, has their own qualities and their own way to handle things. And that's what my mindset, I saw everyone doing one thing. I said, I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to give it a shot. I'm 29 now. I started the business, I was 26, 27. So I say, if something goes sideways, what I'm going to do, take it off this wrap, go back to what I was doing, and I still have time to mess it up and start over again. Not that I had that if something goes wrong. I say, when I start, I say, I'm making work no matter what, because, I put a lot of money into this just to start it. Now I'm going to make it work. I'm going to make it work. I'm going to make it work. And I am making work.
It's
crazy.
the one thing that separates people that I know are going to be ultra successful. I know deep down in my heart, they say the exact same stuff, and you said it. I believe that anyone can do anything that they want in this life. Every single person, clients, other business owners that is ultra successful says the exact same stuff. And if they don't believe that, I'm going to beat it into their heads. Because ultimately, that's the thing. That is the thing that stops them. Dude, all this other stuff, the tactics, the skills, the strategies, that can be taught. It's so hard to teach someone that. It's so hard for someone to genuinely believe that I can go build if I really want to, I can go do that. Like that's the truth of the matter, of that you have that already and you're 29. Like there's nothing that's going to stop you other than learning the skills. Like other than that, as long as you don't quit, you can have anything you want in this life. And that's what I hope for everyone that's listening to this podcast. It's the belief and it's the skills. Those two things create generational wealth, create anything that you want in this life, and you're creating opportunities for other people as well. So I just wanted to shout that out because it's something that I've witnessed, and it's something very rare that not many people have. I guess, what do you think? Where did you get that belief system from? Like, where did that come from? Did you just have that, or did you learn it somewhere? I ask a lot of people this question.
Yeah, something that, like, right in the beginning when I first got here in this country, something that kept pushing me like forward and to improve myself, to improve my skills, to learn to how to speak English, because I never been to a school or any English classes or anything.
When did you learn English?
What's that?
When did you learn English?
I learned almost 100% from my stepfather, which is an American guy who married my mother 8-9 years ago.
Wow.
And we become best buddies. We still best buddies.
That's awesome.
And he treated me like his own son. And I learned just by being around him. And he was like teaching me like broken words. And I started picking up things like that. And
it's wild.
Something that kept pushing me like over the years in this country is like, when I came here, I was 18. I couldn't even get into a bar here. But in Brazil, I was legal to go in the bars or party. And a lot of my friends were having an amazing time partying and this and that. And I left everything that I grew up with. You know, I came to this country with, I don't even remember like dreams of like, I probably had a smallest dream, like buying maybe a nice car, go back to Brazil, buy a nice car, a house, and maybe a piece of land or whatever. It was something like this back then. But something that kept like pushing me forward was like, I left my friends, my family. You know, I don't know when I'm coming back to see my grandparents, if I am going to be able to go back to see them alive. You know, I still have my father there, my brother, everything that I grew up with. I got here on May 16, 2015 with my whole life in a carry-on bag.
Oh, that's awesome.
And a penny skateboard, a blue penny skateboard, which I still have it.
That's awesome.
That's all I had.
Wow.
And whenever things got harder in my life, I make sure that I remember that day getting out of the plane in New York, LaGuardia Airport.
That's awesome.
And I think that's what keeps me pushing, you know. I never thought in 10 years I'll be like a homeowner in the United States of America, business owner.
Cool.
And, you know,
chills.
My wife, she's Brazilian as well. In Brazil, our families are 9 hours apart. We met here. We were together. We got married and this and that. It's just like, you know, it's something that keeps pushing you. Like, I think it's all God's plan. At the end of the day, it's all God's, like, I tell my mom all the time, my mom also lives here. She got here a few months before I did, just to kind of open the doors for me and get a place for us to stay. And our lives changed like 1,000% since we got here 11 years ago. And I tell her all the time, it was meant to be. God put this into our way. We made it to here. Now it's all like good from here, you know? We just got to believe that we can do even better than we did so far. And whenever things, like I say, go hard, go tough, I get like a little overwhelmed or kind of, something that gets me sad. And I say, I came from nothing. I came from nothing. And I have a roof over my head that I can call my house. It's like, this is huge, I mean, not to brag myself. I'm not this kind of guy, but I mean, to come here from where I came, and to be here and to be in a podcast,
I love it.
Just like out of this world.
I love these stories so much. I mean, it resonates. I didn't have a personal travel story, but my dad's from Spain actually. So, his parents, when he was like 3 years old, he was the youngest of 5, came over from Spain. They brought 5 kids over, never speaking the language. Like, those stories to me are just like what? Like, what? I'm a father of 2 now, and I'm like, if I had to take 2 kids across the country to a foreign country that I don't know how to speak the language, I'm like, I don't. Wow, like, to think about the actual implications of that and the thought process around that and actually doing it, it's just so cool to me. So I think the because my dad was a truck driver too. So, and not that we didn't have a great childhood, but they literally sacrificed their whole lives so that me and my sister could be really successful. Mm-hmm. And so I'm forever grateful to them, because otherwise I wouldn't be in the position I'm in today. And I have a chip on my shoulder for that too, where it's like, why do this is because I can. And I know there's people, again, that I'm going to inspire through doing this, and that you're going to inspire, and so many other local business owners that are going to be inspirations to people. They already are to you. They're calling you and be like, what are you doing here? What are you doing? Like, you have something that some people don't have naturally. So can you like elaborate? I really want to get into how you got that belief system, because I want to exude that into people as much as humanly possible. So where did that, could you pinpoint where that came from, or is it just your whole origin story that kind of led to you being like, I can do anything?
I think we're going to go way back when in Brazil, when I was about 3-4 years old. I was born in a very small town with 6,000 people only. And when I was 3-4 years old, my father and mother, they decided to move to the capital of the country. And my father bought a bakery there. And I was raised around like a business owner, my father.
Okay.
And since a very young age, I was, of course, not working in the bakery, but I was there all the time with the people behind doing all the goodies. And, at a certain age, my father started putting a lot of responsibilities like assigned to me and my brother. Probably when I was 11, 12, my father was saying, after school, you're going to come here to the bakery. You're going to help me out here in the cashier. I'm going to be next to you, but you're going to be like helping me out here, because then I'm going to be paying you something so you can go out and buy stuff that you wanted.
It's awesome.
So I give a good amount of credit about who I am to the way that I was raised growing up, like around the guy that sacrificed living in a small town and going to the capital of the country, not knowing what was going on there. And it was probably hard enough for him and my mother to take like 2 kids there and, relearn how to live in a bigger town and this and that and running a business. And I think I probably got it from my father. At a very young age, I was much more like with a lot of responsibilities compared to my friends at my age. At 15, I was running the cashier in the bakery by myself already. My father was around, but I was there working by myself already.
That's awesome.
So that put me like in a place that I knew like about, okay, to be successful in life, you got to work hard, and you got to work hard, and you got to believe. And I don't know. After that, I got it. I think I just got it. I don't know if I was born with this, or maybe it's
I am
my
destined.
whole family, you know.
I am going to figure this out because I can't. I've been trying. I feel like everything is like learnable, but I feel like some people have experiences through their childhood or whatever that led them to saying like, well, they did it. Why can't I? Like, I don't know what goes into that. And I'd love to, any viewers have any theories or thought processes on this, I'd love to like dive into it, because if it is, I think it is teachable. I think it just, some people just naturally have it and others don't. I'll never forget, like, there's a high school here called Christian Brothers Academy that I went to. I was never supposed to go there. But my parents put me in a private grammar school. My dad was a truck driver. We didn't have money for that. So they poured everything they possibly could into my education and investment into me. I was actually awarded a full scholarship to Christian Brothers Academy. I wasn't supposed to go there, that was the moment from me of like, wow, I didn't even know this existed. And I grew up here. Like I went to I was a swimmer. So I went to a swimming pasta party, and it was somewhere here local in Monmouth County. And, I'll never forget, me and my mom pulled up to the house and we were like, what is this place? Is this a compound? Like, or is this someone's house? I was like, what does that guy do? And I was like, probably, I don't know, 15, 16 years old. And that was the moment that I recognized. I was like, I mean, that dude can do it. Like, why can't I? And I will never forget that moment, because it was just clarity. I'm like, well, if I just do stuff that guy did, then I can have the same stuff. Yeah. And that was the moment. And I feel like the root of all of it is getting around people that are ahead of you. Like that, whoever, I mean, the guys, I was 15, he was probably the father was probably in his 40s or 50s. But like just me being around someone like that and, asking them questions like, dude, how did you do this? Like, what even is that? So many people aren't even willing to ask those questions, which drives me insane. Like, if these people want to help you, like people like that are there, like they want to help you. So go ask them questions. There's tons of business owners, and we're going to keep doing these events because there's tons of business owners that want to help their younger self not make the same mistake that they made, or just to help. Like they want to be helpful. So if you're listening to this, like go get uncomfortable and go ask a business owner that you're like, they're not going to answer. Go ask them and see, like, ask them what they did to get there. And you'd be surprised how many responses you get. But the people that don't ask will never get. So go ask them. And it's, to me, and I'd love your perspective on this, coming from a foreign country, to me, it's that simple. And a lot of the most successful younger guys I know, guys and girls that I know, are doing that. Hey, I'm going to go ask this guy what he did, this guy what he did. They're doing this, they're doing this. They're all doing the same stuff. Maybe I should do that. It's that simple. So, I mean, what's your perspective on that in terms of like getting in rooms with people like that who are further ahead from you, and the lessons and experiences that you take from them as a result?
I think that's one of the most important things that a business owner can do. It's put yourself in uncomfortable situations, like in rooms with people that you've never met before. And you put yourself in those places. And like you said, you go there, you ask questions, you create relationships. When I started this business, I didn't even know the meaning of the wording networking. I was seeing this. Awesome. I was seeing this all the time. Networking this, networking this. And one day a guy sent me a DM on Instagram inviting me to be a sponsor in one of those networking events. And I thought it was a scam. I said, the guy was asking me $300 to be a sponsor. We're going to put your logo in there, this and that. And I didn't ask anyone about it. I said, you know what? I'm going to bet this $300, because if it is a scam, money's gone. If not, I'm going to go there. I'm going to see my logo in there. And then I'm going to put myself in an uncomfortable situation meeting new people.
Yep.
And guess what? It was amazing. I went there. I brought my wife. I said, I'm not going to this by myself, because I don't know if they're gonna kill me and throw me.
That's great.
But I mean, I didn't know what to expect. So I said, you're gonna go with me. And she's super shy. She's not very She doesn't communicate a lot like I do. I talk too much and a lot. So we went there, and I started like seeing a lot of faces. And the guy who sent me a DM on Instagram introduced himself. Hey, welcome, this, take a picture near your logo and this and that. And then I start like meeting all these people, all these business owners. You know, I ended up meeting the guy that actually was able to help me buy my house, a mortgage lender that found a way to do this and that. And I ended up creating a lot of friendships with realtors, home inspectors that now they sent a lot of leads my way.
Yep. And,
you know, I met a lot of business owners that we exchange informations whenever I have a question about something here and there. What should I do? What do you think would be the best move in the situation? So I think that's the best thing a business owner can do, is to put yourself in places that you're not comfortable. You go there, you know, if you know one or two people, nice. If you don't, even better, because you're gonna go out there. You're gonna talk. You're gonna learn. The least you can do is like you're gonna bring business cards or whatever. If not, you know, you're gonna exchange your informations, wear your brand, and do whatever it takes.
Yeah, there's so many opportunities out there to be successful. It's just a matter of who actually wants it.
Yep.
It's, and I hate oversimplifying it, but there are few little things that you can do, but getting in rooms like that are just continuously just so invaluable. Vic, dude, I seriously, genuinely appreciate this. We're going to do a lot more of these episodes like this so that people can get the real raw look at like, what is it really like to run a business? And this was awesome in my opinion. I appreciate you for doing this.
Thanks for having me here.
Dude,
great experience, great conversation.
Yeah. And man, I love seeing people like yourself, because I swear the thing, and I work with business owners all day long, the thing that separates the people that get there and don't, or I believe I can do it. That is it. So if you're out there watching this, Victor, where can the viewers find you if they want to reach out and ask like some follow-up questions or get their floors done? Where can they find you?
Yeah, they can go on Instagram, the Flooring Guy, and from there they can pretty much find anything else. They can get the phone number in there, the website and email, everything.
Cool.
That's the best place to go.
Cool. Again, I thought this was awesome. I hope some of the viewers, and if you listen to this and you thought this was valuable, send me a message, drop a comment, please. I want to know what more people want to hear, so that we can provide more value to you. But again, Victor, I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me here.
Really enjoyed it. And by the way, we're running intimate workshops. So anyone listening, we're going to start running these small intimate workshops where we're going to work through the constraint of your business, figure out, hey, what should I be working on? What's causing the constraint in the business? And then what's the cost of not solving it? And then what's the action plan to solve the constraint and then also solve future constraints? Because like everyone that runs a business right now has a certain constraint, and the second you solve it, another one pops up, which until you can solve one at a time, then we start creating a system around solving them all, and being proactive rather than reactive. So if you're interested in that, reach out. We're going to be running those once a month. So that's a wrap. Any last final comments, thoughts for the viewers?
Just wanted to thank you for having me here.
Yeah, man.
It was a great experience. Very hard questions. That's gonna make me go home and think about a lot of things.
I know you're the type of guy that wants that, and that's why. Again, I appreciate you for that.
It's good to put this kind of questions in mind and to work from there.
I love it. All right, man. Appreciate it.
Thanks again.
Nice.